So let's start with number one, assessing motivations and benefits. So I think it's really important that when we think about engaging in video gameplay or any kind of activity that an individual really cares a lot about, approaching it from this space of curiosity and wanting to understand what they are getting out of it. This can be challenging if you are in a space in which you've been really working on supporting an individual's regulation or their ability to disengage from video games, but I still encourage you to go back and really get curious around what are the kinds of needs that are being met through gameplay. We talked about some of these on that Gaming for Good slide in terms of maybe it's social needs being met, and that could be through getting to connect with friends or other individuals on the internet. It also could be getting access to some of the social needs through talking to NPCs or like non-player video game characters, having that opportunity of feeling like you are important and you matter in this space. Many video games set the individual who's playing them up as the hero, the person who can come in and help solve problems. That space around feeling like you are important and you matter can be particularly important for many autistic individuals who may be socially isolated or have more challenges outside that home space. Video games can also create a sense of routine and control. There are opportunities around feeling like there's a lot of predictability. When you kind of put in certain work, you can you know what to expect outside, even if it is really challenging. Oftentimes, if you get stuck in an area, you can look up a guide online and figure out more information about how to persist or persevere through that space. So understanding kind of what are some of those needs. They could be related to relaxation, again, control, autonomy. Um, I also encourage you to look at what kinds of skills may be built in the game. Now, you may find that not all these skills are immediately translating outside of, but a lot of times what I'm talking to my clients about is understanding or even observing what is going well for them in the game. Man, they really struggle in math class, or they really struggle when they're asked to do something by their parents. But in this game, they're often asked to do all sorts of quests, and some of them are really boring. Some of them have them mining rocks forever. So are they able to understand how this kind of really boring task fits into a larger task, right? Are they able to persist through really, really big challenges? Are they getting support around that regulation? Do they find it easier to regulate in a game than they would in the kind of offline spaces? And so thinking about the kinds of skills that are being built, especially those that may be transferable. Also, are there any generally avoided tasks that we see in gameplay? So as I mentioned before, that whole being told what to do or asked to do something. So if an individual struggles in a school setting or a home setting in doing chores because they feel repetitive or boring, this could also include things like teeth brushing. Maybe they struggle with turn taking at school or engaging in collaboration. If we're seeing those kinds of skills or practices showing up in the game, really getting curious about what may be showing up in there. What is going on in this game space that makes it easier than the real world or makes it more motivating? That can create some opportunities both for us to understand how beneficial or how valuable this gameplay may be, as well as help us understand if there are things that we can do in the kind of physical world to better support that kind of online or better support kind of physical world things. I want to give an example here. So